all my fight fans. So UFC 286 just happened, and we got ourselves one hell of a co-main event. It was definitely never going to disappoint you. It was always going to be one hell of a war, one hell of a battle. We already know that. Why? Because it has one of the greatest fighters of all time. Well, I should say one of the greatest action fighters of all time, Justin Gaethje. Justin Gaethje went in there and pretty much does what Justin Gaethje does best, and pretty much just goes to war. He constantly put it on Fiziev. Fiziev was one hell of a fighter himself. Fiziev definitely looked like he belonged in there as well. You know, Fiziev was definitely no punk. He was taking those shots and delivering some really good shots himself. So it was definitely one hell of a good fight, guys. One hell of a good fight. I recommend you, if you have not seen it, I definitely recommend you go see it because, you know, again, it's Justin Gaethje. When you see Justin Gaethje's in a fight, 9 times out of 10, 9.9 times out of 10, that fight is going to be one hell of a fight. It's going to potentially be a fight of the year, at least a candidate for fight of the year. That's 100%. It's just a given. Justin Gaethje's in a fight. It's already, just mark it on there. Fight of the year, possibly. You know, that you just got to do that. You know, because that's just the kind of fighter Justin Gaethje is. And that's what this kind of fight was. Justin Gaethje definitely pretty much does what he does best. He pretty much was able to just use his beautiful boxing, throw in some knees, throw in some kicks, and he actually was able to do some of his wrestling too, but Fiziev was just a little bit too much for that. Fiziev actually has a 90% takedown defense, and he showed that in the cage. You know, he was able to stop a lot of Justin Gaethje, even though he wasn't trying to do too many takedowns, but still, he still was able to stop a few of them, and he was able to show how strong he is, and he was able to land a few shots. But then when Justin Gaethje pretty much got that cut open over, I'm not sure what was the left or the right eye, it was just done. It was just done. That was just the rest of it was target practice. It gave Justin Gaethje a target to aim for. You know, he just pretty much was opening that cut left and right, left and right. It was very difficult for Fiziev to start to see out of, you know, so it was a little challenging. It was a little challenging, but hey, at the end of the day, this was the biggest competition for Fiziev. This is the biggest fighter that Fiziev has fought at to date, and there's nothing to be upset about or nothing to be mad about losing to one of the best in the world. You know, Justin Gaethje is definitely top 5 best of all time right now in the lightweight division. You know, so hey, you know, you tried. The only thing you could do now is go back to the drawing board, fix the things that you may have made a mistake on, or pretty much look at, see what you can do better, whatever the case may be. That's for Fiziev. For Justin Gaethje, you already knew it. Justin Gaethje, pretty much his skills, his boxings, his, honestly, I even saw the height difference and the length difference. It just was just a little too much for Fiziev. It was definitely one hell of a fight, and I enjoyed the hell out of it. Definitely recommend you guys go see it. So what's next for this fight? Well, Justin Gaethje is in a very stacked division. The lightweight division has always been stacked since the beginning of time when the lightweight division started coming around. You got the champion, Islam Makhachev, who's pretty much waiting around. I believe the Ramadan has come around. I'm not 100% sure the details regarding that, but we already know he's not going to be around, going to be fighting anytime soon. More likely going to be fighting probably later in the year, probably the second half, possibly, I want to say maybe September, I want to say. Around that time frame, I will see Islam fighting back, you know, doing pretty much putting his belt on the line. But as far as that goes, you got Charles Oliveira versus Beneil Dariush May 6th. And then you still got a few other fighters out there. But right now, the more notable fights were this one, Justin Gaethje and Fiziev, and Charles Oliveira versus Beneil Dariush. You know, right now, I feel like that one's going to be more of a #1 contender fight. But who knows? And then you still got waiting in the wings is Dustin Poirier. Dustin Poirier, you know, his last fight was against Michael Chandler, and that was last year. You know, he's waiting for a contender himself. So who knows what's really going to happen. As far as Justin Gaethje goes, do I feel he deserves a title shot after this? I don't know. I personally would have loved to see happen. I feel like the title shot should go to the winner of Charles Oliveira versus Beneil Dariush. And then what I would like to see is Dustin Poirier versus Justin Gaethje, a part 2. Not only because these guys have fought for the belt and lost to Charles Oliveira, both of them, and they both coming off of victories. So it's only right for them to fight each other and to become the undisputed #1 contender. That would be one hell of a way to get a #1 contender right there. And because these guys gave one hell of a fight in their first fight, and their second fight would be just as better. Just as better. You know, these guys are, their hearts are bigger than the cage when it comes to fighting. Both Justin Gaethje and Dustin Poirier. That is something I would love to see for Dustin Poirier and Justin Gaethje. That would be a great fight. Let the winner of Beneil Dariush and Charles Oliveira get that title shot, because at the end of the day, Charles Oliveira, yeah, he may have lost very poorly, very badly against Islam, but still, he was one hell of a champion. He still was a very fun fighting champion. We saw how he won against Michael Chandler, and we saw how he defended it against Dustin Poirier and Justin Gaethje. So that is definitely, if he wins, I would definitely give him a rematch for sure. As far as Beneil Dariush goes, 100%, everyone feels like he should be fighting for the championship belt next, right now. They don't feel like he should be fighting Charles Oliveira. They feel like Beneil has earned that title shot, but because of Volkanovski wanting that shot against Islam Makhachev back in February, they pretty much had to do something with Beneil. Beneil wanted to keep himself busy, and that's where we got Charles Oliveira versus Beneil Dariush May 6th. So, guys, it's definitely going to be one hell of a fight, those two guys. And my personal opinion, again, like I just said, you got Dustin Poirier and Justin Gaethje. That is definitely one fight they definitely should book 100%. Maybe possibly for International Fight Week. Great fights. Great fights. As far as fiziev goes, well, again, the sky's the limit for him. He's still young. He's still young in this game. He has a lot to learn, and he is in a stacked division. There's a lot of fun fights he could still have. There's quite a few other big contenders out there. Who knows? I mentioned the name Dustin Poirier. Who knows what he wants to do? And then who knows what Justin Gaethje wants to do? I already mentioned that they should fight each other, but if they don't, then hell, Dustin Poirier, go ahead, try to challenge this guy fiziev. Or maybe the loser of Charles Oliveira versus Beneil Dariush, go ahead, take on fiziev. That would be another fun fight for itself. Keep fiziev busy and keep him active within the whole division and such like that. Because I believe he's definitely 100%. Like, what is he? I think he was ranked 6th, I want to say. Maybe 7th. So, does he lose a ranking because of this? Not necessarily. Because who would you put in front of him, really? Honestly, you ready to beat RDA. You do got Gamera out there, which could be a fun fight as well. He just had a fight. I believe it was last pay-per-view. The 284? No, 285, I want to say. Yeah, I think he had that fight. I'm drawing a blank on his name, but I do believe he did recently have that fight on the UFC 285 card. So you could match those two guys up 100%. I don't see why not. But yeah, that would definitely keep him busy 100%, unless he's just trying to wait around a little bit and just, of course, heal up, because that was a nasty cut over his eye, and, just get back in the winning circle and getting himself back on track and learning different new techniques and skills that he needs to do. Because, hey, when it comes to losing, it's never a bad thing. You only get better when you lose, because you're learning from your mistakes. You're learning from, hey, you know what? I could do this better. I could do that better, or I shouldn't have done this, or I should be doing this. Hey, that's the only thing you could definitely lose. You either win or you learn. That's the best thing, good way to look at it, my personal opinion. So, guys, let me know in the comments on what you think should be next for Justin Gaethje. What do you think should be next for fiziev? Let me know, guys. Like, subscribe, hit that notification button, and I'll see you guys in the next video.